Welcome back. Tonight, Tesla is out with its earnings report, and profits dropped 71% in the first quarter. Tesla says the tariff war is partially to blame. And while tariffs may complicate the effort to electrify, in this worldwide race, we are all the potential winners. Companies from China to the U.S. are trying to create electric cars that are less expensive and can drive further on a single charge. Tesla had quite a head start, but lately some Chinese companies are showing that getting off fossil fuels does not need to come with a hefty price tag. Tonight, in a preview of our ABC News Live special, Our Home, our Britt Clennett got rare access inside China to see firsthand the impact electric cars are having there and what the U.S. could learn from their success.
When it comes to electric vehicles, in China it feels a bit like stepping foot into the future. Slick in design and loaded with tech. On the streets of China, EVs are fast replacing their gas-guzzling counterparts. In the last 5 years, the EV industry here has skyrocketed to now 51% of the market share, while in America they account for just 7.5%. Transportation is the largest source of greenhouse gas emissions in the United States, about a third of the total emissions, according to the EPA. But electric vehicles, they leave a much smaller carbon footprint than gas-powered cars over their lifetime. China offering proof that a switch to an EV-powered future is within reach. Many here attribute the popularity of EVs to one major player in the industry.
Tesla is the only non-Chinese car maker allowed to own and operate a factory here in China, but with the domestic market exploding, it now faces stiff competition.
Last year, big local brand BYD overtook Tesla as the largest EV maker in the world by sales. Part of the reason Chinese brands have taken off, the entire supply chain is already here. Another big Chinese EV maker, NIO, is setting itself apart with battery swapping technology. NIO invited us to test out one of their swap stations. Instead of waiting to charge your vehicle, NIO will swap in a fully charged battery for their customers.
Driving just in front of the power station now.
Once you're ready, the car takes over.
And it's driving on its own. Backing out and reversing into this power swap station. And I don't have to do anything. So, after less than 3 minutes, we've now got a full battery, 100%.
NIO already has a network of over 3,000 swap stations across China and dozens more already across Europe. And just last month signed a partnership with Tesla's battery supplier to expand even further. To see how EVs are made in China today, NIO opened their doors to their sprawling factory complex in the eastern Chinese city of Hefei. We're told 90% of every part of the car is made within less than a mile radius, while the US has to import parts from around the world. It's a mostly automated production line.
So in traditional factories, you'd see workers driving forklifts around the factory floor. Here, they have robots doing the job.
And at the end, a choreography of robots doing the final inspections and humans driving it off the line.
So much opportunity.
Ted Lee, Vice President of Product Experience at NIO, also gives me another spin of one of their new cars with driverless capabilities.
This is quite a busy road. This is a busy intersection, and the car is turning for us.
Yep.
The car is doing the maneuvers.
Right.
So there is a huge degree of trust now.
Yes.
But it's detecting all the cars around, it's detecting the road.
Yep.
And it's telling us to turn.
Yes.
But don't expect Chinese electric vehicles to hit American roads anytime soon. Last September, the Biden administration dramatically increased the tariff on Chinese electric vehicles to 100%. And they now would be subject to President Trump's additional reciprocal tariffs of 245%. The Trump administration has also made moves to stifle the adoption of EVs, including clawing back money for chargers and signing executive orders that will take us back to the fuel economy standards he put in place during his first term.
ES6.
NIO CEO William Li says he's hopeful that will change one day.
We wish we can provide the best products and the service for the global users. But you know, there are lots of geopolitical reasons you can't do that. So, but I think in the long run, in the long term, I hope we can serve the U.S. users.
Could we live in a world where everyone else is consuming Chinese EVs except for the United States?
We're already seeing that. If you put up a dam on a river, it doesn't stop the water from flowing, it just reroutes it. What's happening is China's going everywhere else.
Bill Russo, a former Chrysler executive who runs a Shanghai-based consultancy called Automobility, explains why American consumers may not have the same love affair with electric vehicles.
We have a multi-generational habit of consuming automobiles. It serves a utilitarian purpose for most people. In China, it came along later. It's not a multi-generational habit, so the purchase consideration goes toward more technology-rich products.
Is it too little too late for the US to play catch-up?
If we want to win the race to the future, you've got to learn how to compete with it. And sometimes competing with it means partnering with it for a period of time.
But partnership seems a ways off, especially considering how the US-China trade war has intensified in recent weeks.
I guess long-term, are you protecting, your own companies and your own potential market growth?
I could build a room for my child at the basement of my house. Am I protecting them from the cruel world of competition that's out there? Sure, but that's not going to make them healthy adults. You have to allow your companies to compete.
Russo says that despite being a controversial figure in the United States, Elon Musk still has superhero status here in China for his role as a vanguard for electric vehicles.
It's not the pioneers who ultimately profit from the end game. It's the settlers that do. The Chinese EV companies are the settlers, and they're delivering better value for the money.
And there's also the environmental impact to think about. Climate scientists say the switch to electric cars will eventually help China curb its huge greenhouse gas emissions. Many are hoping the United States, another one of the world's top emitters, will also catch up.
It's quite amazing how many electric vehicles you see on the road now in China. Do you imagine a world where the United States is doing the same?
At the moment, and based on what I've observed, it's never comparable to this level of electrification. There are still a lot of traditional energy vehicles that are running on the US streets.